Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Miss Manda Live, where each week I bring on another female artist and we draw together while I interview her. Coming at you from my new house, very excited. It's a little darker because there's no light in the ceiling yet, and I just have a lamp, but I think it's working out. Okay, I'm so excited for tonight's guest. We have on 11_XI. I'll just be calling her 11. And I met her just through Twitter. And then I got to talk to her, and she is just such an amazing person. I feel like I've known her forever, and we've only talked live, a couple times. She's just so great, and I love her art. I love everything she does. She combines words with her art and tells stories. And on top of that, too, she is dyslexic, and she considers that her superpower. So I just love how she's combining everything, every part of, many parts of her into her art. On top of that, too, she is anonymous, anon or whatever. So she is going to be wearing a mask. It's a very beautiful mask. So just so you all know, that's why. Okay. Yeah, let's bring her on. I think that's all I wanted to say. All right.
Hello.
How are you?
I am doing well. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for being here. Is there anything I left out of your introduction you want to make sure everybody knows?
No, oh my gosh, your introduction was perfect, and thank you so much. I'm blushing under here. You might not be able to tell, but I definitely am. Thank you so much for your kind words.
Of course. I just noticed the sound. It wasn't like this before, but it's like a little bit shaky. Maybe it's just like where your phone is. I don't know. It's like there's just like a feedback, kind of. I don't know, though. It's not. Would you be able to try to shift it around or something, maybe?
Yes. Let's see. I can totally move it around. Let's try this.
Might just be the connection. It's so weird because it wasn't that before. But in the meantime, in the meantime, we are going to be taking suggestions from the audience. Oh, should we try it now?
Yeah, is that better?
It's a little bit better. I can hear you, so it should be okay.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
No, it's no worries at all. It's probably just the connection. It's great. You're great. So, okay, tonight we're going to be taking suggestions from the audience, and it was actually 11's idea to do a little Halloween spooky theme. So, if you are in the audience, start thinking about your favorite Halloween spooky season thing. So it could be really specific, like your favorite movie or your favorite candy, but it could also just be like one thing, like, oh, I love trick-or-treating, or I love pumpkin spice lattes, or something like that. So just what's your favorite part about Halloween? Get specific or don't. And please share. And then we're going to create based on that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. I really like Halloween.
Me too. I'm really excited because our new neighborhood has a lot of kids, and we were talking to our neighbors, and they said that they go through like 5 or 6 bags of candy during Halloween, like giving it out to everyone. So I'm really excited for that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I actually have 2 little ones of my own. So Halloween is a big deal around our house, and we've got all of our costumes ready, and we are prepared this year.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. That's awesome. We don't have costumes yet, so we're going to have to find something. Okay. Hi, G is for great. Hello, Marielle. Thank you for coming. There's Space Cadet Entertainment. I was talking to them earlier. Welcome. If you just came in, please send in your favorite part about Halloween. It could be really specific, like your favorite candy or your favorite scary movie, or you could just say something general. And we've got skeletons is the first one. Marielle said, "What is going on here? I'm loving the mask. Is that rhinestones?"
Yes, it is. It's actually rhinestones mixed with like metal beads. And so it's all like hanging there. and then it all connects in the middle, and it all goes in the back.
I
Isn't
love
it
the
so
back.
fun?
Yes, it really is. Oh,
It's
Space
definitely
Cadet
different.
is really excited. They said, "OMG, you're wearing the mask." And Marielle said, "I love candy corn." So keep on sending in your suggestions. We could actually like, I need it. Link, please. Do you have a link for it?
For the mask? No,
Yeah.
I don't know. But so I do have a link on my Instagram to the mask and to the creators of it because it is so awesome. Actually, it came from Germany. So, and they do a lot of like red carpet looks and stuff. And I actually found them on Pinterest. And I just like dug and dug and dug until I found like the real brand. And I was super scared to order from like somewhere I've never ordered from, like Germany. I didn't know how it would work. And it actually was super seamless. Like I measured my head in all these specific areas, and they actually made this one to specially fit my face.
That's insane. That's wild. It's so cool because it really accomplishes like you can't see what your face looks like, but it's still like, I know you're there, you know?
Yes, and you can tell it's me.
Yeah. Yes.
That's one of the things I liked about it, is that I really wanted to be able to be myself, but not necessarily have my face like all over Web3. It was a little intimidating for me at first. And so this was a way for me, well, when I first got into NFTs, I saw a lot of people doing masked, art. And I was like, this is my chance to shine. And so I just took it as like permission to like totally go for it. And this is where we're at. I went for it.
I love it. I love it. It's awesome. It's so cool. Okay, so we have some suggestions. We have skeletons, we have candy corn, and then Space Cadet Entertainment said, "I love candy, but I must avoid it at all costs." What if we just kind of like took all of those and like drew something?
Yes, I like
or
that.
It could just be one of them. Like you could just do candy corn, you could just do like skeletons. Yeah, what do you think?
I love that. I love the skeletons and the candy corn. I want to see how we can like mix those together. And I also like the trick-or-treating like Halloween bag. I don't know. I think that would be cute too. So
Okay, let's do it then.
Okay.
Alrighty. Let's turn the cameras around. I hate when I have this angle here. Okay. Alrighty.
1 second, and I'm fixing my camera angle.
While we're getting ready, I'm going to start playing some music by Joseph Capalbo, and he made this just for the show. So he's always a hit. Love his music.
Okay. Well, we just had our first casualty. I just lost a nail.
Oh no!
That means good things are coming.
Is that good luck? It's good luck when you lose a nail.
Yes. There has to be like a little sacrifice to the art gods, right?
That's so funny. And also
get their due.
All right, I'm still like reconfiguring how my desk works here. Oh, okay, so Frankie Funk or Funk, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, is here, and they said hi.
Hello.
Space Cadet Entertainment said skeletons and candy corn sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like a fun combo. And then they are also said no when you lost your nail. And then Frankie said the nails were so good too. Rip.
I got them special, just for tonight.
Really?
Yes.
And you already
go all out.
Aww. Was it like you got them done, or were they like the press-on kind, or like?
I had them made for tonight, but I wanted
No,
to be able to use them again. So it was just a press on, but I had them made so I can
oh
use
my
them.
gosh. That is incredible. Wow. I'm so honored.
So
Okay.
let's see. I'm trying to decide. I think I know exactly what I'm going to do. Ooh.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to like maybe just do some thumbnails. But as we're kind of brainstorming, would love to start asking you some questions if that's okay.
Of course.
Alrighty. So can you just kind of give us an overview of sort of like your art journey and how you got into creating, and how you got to where you are now?
Yes. So my creative journey was not as straightforward as I would have liked it to have gone. So when I was growing up, I was really dyslexic. Obviously, that we've said that before, but that means I don't know if everybody knows what that means, but that means I have a hard time processing words, and reading and writing was really hard for me. So growing up, words and books were like my comfort, but they were also like that forbidden fruit because they were so hard and difficult for me to do that it was kind of like this forbidden love of reading. Like I read and listened to as many books as I could, and I would draw while I would listen. And my drawing was what I was good at. So it was like I would subsidize it, or that's not the right word, substitute, my inability to be good at reading with my ability to be better at art. So in school, I really clung to that. I was not the best student, but I was a really good artist. So I would do really good in art school. So in art class. So once I got into first grade, my dyslexia kind of hit a point where I couldn't really continue in school anymore. My teacher would pull me aside and basically tell me that I was stupid and that I would never amount to anything because I just simply wasn't a learner. And that if I ever wanted to amount to something, that I would need to marry up.
No.
And yes, telling a first grader that.
Oh my gosh. I'm a former
Yes.
teacher, so that really, oh my gosh, that hurts to hear. I'm so sorry.
And it really it's been a journey because, that hurts to hear from someone you look up to.
Definitely.
And someone you see as oh, okay, this is someone as an authority figure. And
yeah,
you want to make your teachers proud and I don't know, you know what I mean? It's just kind of
I totally
weird.
do.
It's a weird paradox. So,
and they're supposed to be when you're young. Sorry to interrupt, but when you're young, when you're that age, your teacher is the one who knows everything in your eyes.
Yes.
So it's hard to. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a real paradigm shift for me because I took what she said as truth and didn't question it. And of course, my parents heard that when I came home and they were super upset and they pulled me out of school and it wasn't shiny.
Yeah.
They didn't have a very nice conversation with that teacher. But, it helped me have kind of a vendetta mentality because I wanted to prove her wrong. I didn't want that to be the legacy that was my life. From first grade on, I'm going to be a loser and not able to do anything. And so it took a lot of reprogramming of my brain. It took a lot of, doing things I was good at and allowing myself to do that. But then along the years, like you said in my wonderful little introduction, I learned to see my dyslexia as a superpower. And I learned to thank that teacher because I don't know if I would have made the decision to I equivalent to someone who's colorblind deciding they're going to paint color realism. You know, it's something that would be difficult. It's not impossible by any means, but it would be difficult for them to do that versus like the average person who walks through the door. And so I think that because she did that, my life took like a slightly different path than it could have taken. And I'm happy that I have this superpower. And man, I wouldn't change it for anything. It's hard and it's challenging and it humiliates me sometimes when I can't spell the right word and I'm in the middle of dinner with my friends and they're like, "You don't know how to spell steak? You just staked someone through the heart," you know, or something like that, you know? But, you know, I learned to laugh and I take the good with the bad. You know, if some days I have hard time spelling, that's okay. It's helped me grow as a person. But when I graduated from high school, I was so like consumed with getting over my dyslexia and being a better student that I forgot about my reasons for doing that in the first place. I love books. I wanted to be an author. And so I ended up getting married really young. And after having 2 kids, I decided, hey, I don't know where I am in my life anymore. And so I started getting back into drawing and writing. And I actually, in my day job, I am a children's author. And so I was fulfilling that part of my like dreams, but not in the capacity that I wanted to. I wanted to do more like anything that I imagined I wanted to write. I didn't want to have to be put in a box of, well, you're a children's author. That means you can't be an adult author or a young adult author. You have to stay in this lane and this is your brand. And I felt stuck all over again in my success that I was having in my authorship. So when I found NFTs, it felt like a whole new way for me to be myself and it not compromise my work that I do on the regular. And I joined Twitter and I started to draw and I realized that I could marry my writing with my drawings. And that's when this whole little 11 situation began.
That's in I love it's so awesome hearing like I mean, I was like devastated when you first started the story, right? Like with that evil teacher. I can't even begin to like and I know how hard it is to be a teacher. So you always want to like, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt, but I cannot think of any reason to talk to a child that way. But anyway, I could go on about that, but that's not why we're here. So but it's so awesome hearing like how you turned this thing that could have been so bad and could have like really, really discouraged you. And you just like grew stronger from it. And like to do that at such a young age too, to have that perspective of like, no, I like just because she said that doesn't mean it's true, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just awesome that you had that perspective. Also, go or like shout out to the parents for vouching for you and standing up for you and advocating because that's awesome. Not everyone has that. But yeah, that's wow.
It was definitely a learning experience, you know, and hurt people hurt others, you know, and I, like you said, who would say that to a little kid? I hope that she is in a healthier space. Like my heart hurts for her. Like as looking from the outside looking in, yeah, it hurt me, but what hurt must she be going through to do that? So once I was able to see that, I saw the humanity in her, you know, like she probably would never have done that to her grandchild or to someone on a different circumstance. And I'm glad it was me, so it didn't have to be another kid, you know, and I was able to turn that into a positive. And that's one of the things that I hope that I can, you know, show through my art is that whatever people put on you or say about you does not have to define you. You get to define you and what makes you you. And I just love that.
Yes, that's incredible. Um, I also love, I relate to what you said. Like, I'm glad it was me instead of someone else. Like, that, that's a very selfless thought. But, like, yeah, Maria said that's a very resilient perspective. We've been getting a lot of comments.
Oh, yes. I can't
So,
see the comments.
oh, okay. I'll read them. I'll read them all.
Okay.
So Space Cadet Entertainment said, let's have a moment of silence for the nail. Back to the nail. Zen Ross
Please.
is here. What was that?
I said, yes, please.
Zen Ross is here. Hello. Space Cadet asked if I'm a lefty. Yes, I am a lefty. Maria also said they love your nails. So sounds like it was worth it. And then Space Cadet Entertainment said, I'm jealous of both your abilities to draw on the pad without a glove. I sometimes I'll mess up, but I just know, like, even if I bought a glove, I would just never have it with me. So I was just like, nah. And then, and then back to Maria said, that's a very resilient perspective.
Oh my gosh. So first of all, I don't know what y'all are talking about with glove.
Have you ever seen, I mean, I only know because I've seen like reels where someone is like doing a Procreate tutorial and they have like a glove so that their pinky doesn't, or like the side of their hand doesn't like mess up whatever they're drawing.
Oh.
It's like a little black glove. I mean, that's how I've seen it. There's probably other colors too, but.
Ooh. That's fancy.
Yeah.
I'm all about the fancy stuff.
Maybe you could get a sequined one.
Yes. Ooh, now you're talking my language.
So I guess, I don't even know how to ask this, but like, so for me, a big focus is like creativity and like helping people realize like anyone can draw, anyone can be an artist, anyone can like find their style if they just like put in the time and the work. So I guess, like, how did you find your style? What was the process like with drawing? And also too, if you don't mind talking about with writing as well, like how did you find your style there?
Well, so for my drawing style, I'm getting all my words mixed up. And so just so if you guys are aware, sometimes when I talk, the dyslexia can mess up my words. So like I've been known to say a sentence completely, like all the words are there, but they're completely out of order. So it's like, I don't know if anyone's seen like Robin Hood Men in Tights, but like one of the characters is dyslexic and like through the whole film he's saying half of his lines backwards, but I never noticed.
Oh wow.
Because I'm like, oh yeah, totally, I know what he's saying. So if that happens, just be like, that didn't quite translate.
Okay. I'll keep it in mind. So far so good though.
Okay, cool. When I first started drawing, I have a ton of artists in my family, and there's a lot of graphic designers and like painters and, illustrators. And I felt like every time that I presented an art piece to them, they would say, oh, this is so great, but I think you could tweak it here or here. And so I was like, oh, you're right. Like most of the time I didn't see what they were talking about, and then you totally see it. But when I started this, I would say like my second round of art after having kids and like what I would say my art journey right now, I started with black and white because I felt like maybe with limited, simple black and white illustrations, how could it be wrong? That's just where my line suggestion is. And that's the way I wanted to convey this feeling or that line in the art piece. And it was more free. So when I presented it to my family members or friends, they accepted it without a ton of critiques. And so I started feeling more confident in my art. And then I started seeing the connection between my art and why I was like totally in love with it all of a sudden
Mm.
was because I felt like my books, the things that I am obsessed with, were suddenly represented in my art because of the black and white. I feel like my black
Ah,
and white two-dimensional style is like my homage to the printed ink that's in books. It's like
whoa.
the black ink on the white paper, and it's just, it feels like home even though I'm not in a book or writing. And so when I found that, yeah, I found my style and it just clicked.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. I love how you like started that first and just like we're doing what like the black and white and like the 2D. You just did that because it felt right, and then later you found like a reason for it, which is so cool. And I feel like at least for me that's like a really hard thing to do, is to just like do without like a very thought out like reason and method. um but it's so cool to hear that you did that. Like, I don't know, it's just really cool because like I said, creativity like never came like naturally to me, you know. And it's definitely like that's really admirable that you could do that. Like, what was the process like for like when you first started again? Was it like, I feel like I have this idea in my head and I want to create it visually, or were you like, yeah, like, you know, why not just pick up the iPad again? Or like, what was it like the very first time?
Well, I actually had never had an iPad before. And
Mm.
so this whole journey with like digital art is like the very first time I've ever tried digital art ever. And so I got the iPad in March and I watched a YouTube tutorial on, and they started doing the lines, and I was like, "Ooh, I can do this. This is, it's all coming back to me now." You know, like art school, I remember back in third grade shading. Yes, yes. And so I also am a huge fan of tattoos. And so that whole like black and white illustrative line art style drawings, I'd always been like attracted to, but never thought I could do it. So I just started
Mm.
doing it in like the simplest way I could. And so my first NFT, like my NFT journey's kind of been interesting because I'm a very big dreamer. So
Mm.
I first came into the scene and was creating fantasy figures, and those were like floating heads, and they each came with a story, and they were from that character's perspective, but also in the collection was that character's counterpart. And it wasn't necessarily like the other side of that character's story, but it was another part of that story from a different character's perspective within the story itself. So it was two halves of a whole. Like, think of Hansel and
Mm.
Gretel. They're from the same story, but they would have two different perspectives of the day that they got lost. And so that was
Mm.
kind of the idea. And so I started drawing them and writing them, and then realized that I have to code all of that. And that wasn't my forte. So that project kind of got put on the back burner, and I'm still working on it, but it's a lot of coding, and it's
Mm.
definitely the working together and the motions of the NFTs is something that I'm still working on. So in the meantime, I started smaller collections that actually didn't require a super lot of coding. And so that's when I started my Flash collection. And the Flash collection was really just my doodles. You know, I was practicing, I was drawing. You know, I also wanted to work on animation. So all of my NFTs are animated in one way. I
Mm.
like to say they're like living a little bit, you know.
Mhm.
And so I just started playing around, and the black and white really stuck.
Oh, no, that's awesome. That's I just love hearing all of that. And Space Cadet said it's like your superpowers keep evolving and evolving over time.
Oh, thank you.
That's just so awesome. So throughout this process, I guess actually, throughout this process, what has been like the best lesson that you've learned? Whether it could be like strictly related to NFTs, it could be related to like creativity, it could be related to like, you know, anything.
So my biggest takeaway so far from my creative journey was actually something that my writing coach told me. And I am a perfectionist. And so I would spend hours and hours trying to get one scene perfect the first time I wrote it. And my professor told me that I had to surrender to the messy first draft. Like, it's okay. Like, get in there, get messy. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just get your idea free from your mind and onto the page. And when he said that, it was like something clicked in my mind. It didn't always stick. It took a while for me to learn, that. And it's like that white page intimidation, but it's good. I'm sorry. I keep getting distracted because I haven't ever drawn with the mask on before. So there's all these little glittery things everywhere I look. I'm like, I can't get the hair out of my face because it's attached to my face.
That's definitely good to know for next time.
Right?
That is just like one of those problems you could not have foreseen.
Right? But hey, I'm one of the people I will sacrifice for fashion.
I love it. That's so funny. What was I gonna say? You have to sacrifice like the imperfection or whatever is so huge for anything in creativity, because that was so me. Like, I would sit down to try to create something like before I had like my art style and like I really had like honestly a voice even, and I would just like I would start drawing something super random, and or like I would just not even I would just be drawing squiggles or something, and I would just get so frustrated that it didn't look good, and it was just like so counterproductive, right? Because you're not going to create something good if you're not creating at all. But yeah, I feel like it, at least for me, like I got so caught up in that. It sounds like you did too. And I'm so glad you got that advice. Like, that's huge.
It's so easy, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so easy to get lost in that. And so one of the things that I was doing when I first started with the NFTs was just an excuse to do, an excuse to like to write those little stories that might only be like 1 to 5 pages long, that might never see the light of day, but now they can, because there is a reason for them, just cuz,
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. It's so cool the way that it's really awesome the way that you like it sounds like you've had a lot of like mentors in your life, like whether they were like literal mentors or they just ended up kind of being that figure. And it's really awesome to see the way that you've like interpreted like advice that you've gotten from people who've like been where you were before, if that makes sense.
I try to learn everything I can. I feel like, when you read a book, those are lessons that you don't have to like painfully learn. Like, you can let these characters or these other things learn lessons, and you don't necessarily have to like, you still do sometimes have to relearn them.
Yeah.
But, I just feel like that, why not? I mean, they've been around the bend at least a little bit more than I have, and it won't hurt, right? I can always go back to what I was doing before.
That's such a good perspective too. I feel like I'm gonna have to take that with me, because I think I told you I just got a job yesterday, finally. I've been thank you. I've been searching for a while. And when I first started doing my art full time, it was like, wow, like I don't have a boss. I can do whatever I want every day. And this is so awesome. And I never wanted to change. And then, of course, things change. And, here we are. But I'm really going to I feel like I'll have to get back in that habit of like just trying out what other people are telling me to do, or like at least giving it a chance, right? Like that's something you have to learn. It's really easy to be super dismissive right away when like someone tries to give you advice, but yeah, it's so important. I love that you're like, let me at least try. You're not like, oh, I'll just do whatever someone else says like blindly, but you will give it a shot, and that's awesome.
I think being dyslexic taught me that. Like, I feel like
Wow.
because it didn't come easily to me, like I had to learn a workaround because I wasn't understanding what the teacher was saying, or the tricks to get to the problem or the answer to the problem wouldn't work for me. So I had to get really creative in like with my problem solving and stuff. So when I did get someone who didn't write me off and just say, "Oh, you're not trying hard," I started like craving not criticism but advice. Like, can you try and tell me how I could do it better? I mean, I don't know. So I think part of it was because of the dyslexia, and it's not like an awesome thing, but it's a perk at the end of the day.
Definitely. Well, what I think what's awesome though is like the way that you can see that, and like the way that you can have that perspective, because a lot of people could just see it as like, only something bad, when it does make things difficult, it sounds like. But the fact that you can find these positives and like find ways to grow from it is, super, it really shows like who you are as a person. And I feel like I was literally just telling Tim, my fiance, we were on a walk just before this, and I was like, I'm so excited to have her on the show. Like I just feel like I've known her like forever, even though like we haven't even met in real life, and like we only started talking a few weeks ago. But yeah, you're just an awesome person, I have to say.
Oh my gosh, I feel the exact same way.
Oh,
I feel like we are total kindred spirits, and
yes.
I feel like it's a blessing, honestly. I feel like in this space you can really find what you're looking for. So if you look for the negativity, you'll find it, but also if you look for that positivity, there are so many amazing human beings here right now creating and doing so many amazing things. And I'm just so happy that we met and that I have some of your art now. Oh my
God. Yeah, for those who don't know, 11 today bought the ETH cheerleader working dog NFT. And that was my first sale in a long time, bear market and all. That felt really good. So thank you again.
You go, girl. That piece was so special to me. So yeah, Ethereum is the only network that I have sold on, and I've had 2 collections come out, and yeah, it's just been an amazing experience, and I'm really thankful for this network because I really feel like it gave me the opportunity to follow my dreams all over again.
I love that. I love it. Oh, I love that. Sorry, I'm fangirling right now. So yeah, so can you tell me, like, I mean, I know, but tell the audience like about your 2 collections that you've done so far, and then also what the one that you have that you've been, or I guess you mentioned the one you've been working on, but like do you have any updates on to like as like when that will be like ready by any chance? No rush though.
Okay, so my dev team would get super mad at me which is like me and my friends, but they would get so mad at me if I gave a date, but I can definitely give you guys an update.
Okay.
So I have had 2 collections released this year, and they have been both, I call them like episodes. Because for like a long time, everyone was like, this is my season 1, season 2. And so I didn't have anything big enough to be a season. So I was like, we can do an episode. So
I
that
love
was
it.
like my way of staying like cool. So I have 2 episodes of the Flash collection out. And one of the cool things about the Flash collection is they actually have abilities. So each one of the Flash 1 collection actually allows you to forever mint, like pre-mint when you're going into mint a collection for the first time. It'll allow you to mint 24 hours before the public. So that was the ability for the first collection. So there's 11 NFTs in that collection, and that collection actually sold out in 5 hours.
That's so awesome.
So it was kind of scary. I didn't know what was going on. I was freaking out. I was in my parents' basement because I didn't have internet at my house yet. And I was like, I can't leave. I don't know what's going on. And so it was like 1 o'clock in the morning before I went home. And it was one of the craziest days of my whole life. But, you know, it was like for the first time, someone showed up and liked my stuff. And it was like, okay, maybe this is something that I could do for real.
Mm-hmm.
So the next collection that came out was Flash 2. And its ability was to have 11% off of the floor price for all future mints. And that was really cool, and was actually definitely differently coded than the first one. So shout out to the amazing Chris, who helped me write my collection contract. It was crazy. And so now that I have gotten those 2 collections out of the way, I have finally my first story collection is coming out, and it will be called Time in a Bottle. And it is basically memories that have been captured inside of a bottle, and you can relive those memories as a story whenever you want. So each bottle will be a 1 of 1, and the unlockable content will be the secret memory that only the owner of that NFT knows.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool. You're so creative. Like, I love that. So, like, no one else is doing that. Like, that's so awesome.
It's been really fun. I feel like I've been able to push myself creatively. And like, I have had this idea to do like a short story collection for a while, but my publishers just said there wasn't a market for it. And so I feel like I found my own market.
Yeah, you created your own.
Yeah. And it's like, in the digital world, there's no limit to like word count or like spaces on a shelf or like room in your wallet. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like anything is possible now. So
that's so
that
exciting.
collection will be coming out later this fall, probably at the beginning of winter. And I'm really, really excited for it. It's something I've been working on since I first came into this space. And to finally, after like so many months, have it ready for the public is like, I'm chomping at the bit. I'm like, let's just give them to them already.
I also am chomping at the bit. You mentioned this a while, like when we first talked, and I've been really looking forward to it. Like I'm just so excited. Like, you're doing such awesome stuff. I cannot wait. Also, Maria said so excited for the next collection. And then K Bear said, love you, Manda. Hey, K Bear, I'll see you this weekend. She's my friend IRL and in Web3.
I love that. It's so fun to be able to talk to someone IRL about what happens in Web3 and them not look at you like you're totally crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, I met her at a meetup in Las Vegas. Her and her boyfriend, Moby, are just 2 of the best people ever. And they live here in Vegas, so it's awesome.
Woohoo!
But anyway, back to you. Yeah, I am so excited. Also, by the way, we usually wrap up in like a few minutes. Is that okay?
Oh dear. Okay, I spent way too long on this words.
It's okay. You don't have to finish. You can always finish later, or you don't even have to at all. I can't make you do anything. Um, so no rush at all. It's all about the process, you know?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. I can hurry though.
Oh, I was going to ask you, I don't think I've asked you this. And I don't know if it's something you talked about or not, and so tell me if not, but my question is why 11?
So that is so amazing. And I actually like love it when people ask me this because I feel like it's like I get to like finally be like, okay, let me talk about it. So I was actually born on November 11th. And it always felt like something that was super special. And
Oh, because it's like 11/11.
yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
And
keep
so,
going.
no, it's okay. Yeah, it's totally fine. So yeah, November 11th, so it'd be 11/11. And then I was actually born in 1992. So 19 and 92, if you add up all those numbers, they make 11 as well, like 111. And so when I was coming online, I was trying to think of a name that would be easy to say and just kind of something that I could make like a persona out of.
Yeah.
And I was actually meditating, and I got like a picture in my head, and it was like, your birthday is a gift. And I was like, what does that even, like, why would I even think that? Like, that's such like a random thought to enter my brain. And so I was like, I'm gonna go look up my birthday. Like, I wonder if it was like on a special day, or like some famous person was born, and like that means I'm gonna be famous too, or something. And so actually when I looked it up, it was like 11/11, and then it instantly popped into my head. I was like, that could be my name, 11/11. But 11/11 was taken. So I was like, what could I do that could be like that? So I did 11XI because I love Roman numerals, and that was available. So I went on to every social media platform I could think of and got it.
Wait,
like,
so
mine.
Oh, you're so funny. So wait, what was I gonna say? Oh, wait, no, what was I gonna say? Dang it. Oh no, oh my gosh, I keep remembering it and then forgetting it because there's so much on my mind.
You're so good.
Oh, okay, I think I got it. Was there actually somebody like special born that day, or like did you see anything like in that search, or was it more just like you realized like, oh, like that should be my day?
It was more of like, that should be my day. Like, that's me, you know? And
That's
it was
awesome.
really weird. Like, I don't know. It was kind of like that moment where you just are like, you see something in a store that you've never tried on or anything like that. And yet you're like, that's mine. I have
Yes.
it. Like, that's so me. And that's what it felt like. And I was like, oh, okay. And that's kind of when all of the other art stuff started falling into place, because I was like, okay, wait, hold on, the black and white, and wait, hold on, that's kind of cool because it's like books, and wait, this is me, like I could make this my style, and this could be something that like I could do, like I can do this. And so it just kind of snowballed.
You're making me want to have an alias and be anonymous.
It's so much fun. Oh my word. Like, you know that part in Batman where he's like, nobody cared about me until I turned on. I'm like, that's me.
Oh, that's so funny.
But you know, like, I feel like I can be myself. Like, I'm not worried like, oh, I have acne, or oh, is my makeup perfect, or like even more shallow than that, like, am I pretty enough to sell this NFT? Like, is someone gonna buy it because I'm pretty, or are they gonna buy it because they like it? Or like, you know, all of like the silly things that you like worry about as like a girl. And I was like, if I remove all of the options to quote unquote like judge me, they'll only be able to judge me by my art. Like, it won't be a popularity contest on like how I look or whatever.
Yeah.
It'll just be about me.
I love that. Yes, that's incredible. I wish you didn't have to do that to get that, to achieve that, or like, I wish you didn't have to, you know what I mean? Like, I wish it would never be about that, but of course it just is. But it's so cool that you've created that space for yourself.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I'm not the only one doing it by any means. I mean, like, Daft Punk is super famous for not showing their faces, and like Dead Mouse, and I'm super into EDM, so I was like, all my heroes do it.
That's awesome. Okay, so Space Cadet. Oh wait, we got some more stuff. Space Cadet Entertainment said Vegas is on my bucket list for the buffets. We almost lost the buffets during COVID, but I think they're coming back now. And then they said make a wish on your B-day at 11:11. I'm sure you're already on that.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that, I'll be 30 this year, so I'm going to have to make a really good wish. Sorry, I didn't mean to shake the camera.
All good. And then Frankie said such a cool origin story, 11.
Oh, thank you. I really love it. And then, so believe it or not, I had never seen Stranger Things until like I had already been doing this for like several months. And then someone was like, "Did you get your name from Stranger Things?" And I was like, "What's that?" And so now I'm super obsessed, and I am like, 11's always been cool, but they made it even cooler.
I love it. Are you about ready to turn the cameras back around?
Yes, we can. Okay. I wanted to do I in the future I will be doing this in black and white and adding lots more candy corn. I'm not a fast artist by any means.
No worry. I mean, what you got done was, can you zoom in a little?
With the camera?
No, on the iPad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, now I see it. What is it? Oh, it says trick or treat or trick or treat.
Yeah, I think trick or trek. I didn't put treat. Oh, fucked it up. It's all good. Oops, I even cursed. Oh, see, I got all kinds of messed up. Oh, goodness. Oh my gosh.
It's like all in one.
So sorry. See, I don't even curse. Like, that totally slipped out.
No worries at all. It happens.
It's totally spelled wrong, and now I'm super embarrassed. But like, y'all can see, I'm not lying. Like, I really am just dyslexic.
I don't think anyone thought that you were lying.
I'm like, I promise, I really am. So there's a treat. There's another T at the end.
Yep.
There we go. See? Spelling.
It's a quick
now
fix.
We can stop drawing, and I can stop making a fool of myself.
No, you're not making a fool of yourself. It's all, I mean, you just spent so long talking about how you've like learned and grown from being dyslexic. Like, what else can anyone expect of you, you know?
Right. We got to have a little misspelling or it's not real.
Yeah. Not necessarily, but fair enough. Oh, before I forget, we have a POAP tonight with 11's art. It's kind of like her persona, right? Like,
yes.
I'm super excited to have that one in my collection. So if you don't know what a POAP is, it is a digital token that you can get for attending events. And so I give one out each week for Miss Manda Live with the guest artist's art on it. And it's technically an NFT, but it's completely free. And if you want to claim it, you can claim it with your wallet address, or you can also just claim it with your email address if you don't have a crypto wallet. What do you have coming up? I know we already kind of teased the next collection, but where can people find you? What do you want everyone to know about before we say goodbye?
Well, my phone is about to die, and I am having trouble seeing where the cords are. I'm like trying to like hold up the little things and like trying to figure out where I am in the house. I had to have my family like walk me down the steps because I couldn't see. But I'm on Twitter at E1EVEN_XI, as well as Instagram. And the next collection I have coming up is going to be Time in a Bottle, and it will be coming out at the end of fall, early winter, and I'm very, very excited about it.
I'm so excited too. I also have a guess for when the date is. I'm going to ask you later in case I'm. Okay, yay. Oh, and to get the Poe app, sometimes I make you do a bunch of stuff, but just send me a DM wherever and I will send you the link. I can tell who's been here. So yeah, okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I know you had to even go to another spot to be able to have a quiet space, and you got the mask on, so I really appreciate you taking the time to come on here.
It has been an absolute pleasure. This is my first interview ever. And so I'm just so honored it was with you, my friend. And I can't wait to talk more. I hope we can continue this wonderful friendship of ours.
Of course. And I'll have you back on the show too, if you're willing.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you again, 11, and have a good night.
Bye-bye.